basically, just knew a couple dudes that were involved in drifting. They invited me to come out. I was a little embarrassed to do it. I had a S14 coupe at the time, but they said just come out because they were trying to get driver count up, so I did, and basically got hooked from there. Who inspired me at Evergreen Speedway? I would say I kind of looked up to like Rob Primo, and I mean, I used to watch Tyler Grimsley out there when he was KAT. All the Pro-Am guys back in like the 2013, 2014, just hitting the 5/8 bank at Evergreen Speedway was pretty much, that's where I got hooked. So I love Matt Field, you know, mostly because, well, when he was driving the S14, I really looked up to him because I felt like I, you know, kind of had a similar setup. I also like Nate Hamilton, which he's not really competing in FP, but I looked up to him. I thought he was pretty cool. But I would say Matt Field is who I look up to probably the most. SV Performance is a performance shop out of Portland, Oregon. They've been supporting me since I started drifting in the Pro-Am series. I basically bought a car that they built, so I figured we would continue using SV Performance to continue building the car. And this year we have a few sponsors on board. We have ISR Performance, Monster Clutches, we're running Achilles tires, we got G&A cylinder heads out of Portland, Oregon, helping us build the motor. Nissan Pacific is helping us with videography, photos. Of course, SV Performance and Tailored Auto Styling, they're the ones who wrap the car. DSS Racing hooked us up with the pistons for the motor. Achilles 123s is what we're running. I believe they're superior, so we chose the Achilles tires. I believe it's got a little bit more test and tuning in the series. ISR actually hooked us up pretty good. They gave us all rear suspension arms. They hooked us up with a driveline, engine mounts, headers for the car, a few other small bits and pieces, tow hooks and stuff. You know, any money that they can save me buying parts for the car, it helps me out. So, and they helped us out pretty good. Okay, so looking at the car, we'll start in the engine bay. The engine is sponsored by SV Performance this year. DSS Racing hooked us up with the pistons. We got a Monster clutch, 7.4 liter LSX engine, some Holley parts, Link ECU. We are running on the conservative side with about 530 horsepower, 476 torque. We really just want to dial in the car and make sure it's reliable. I don't want to have any mechanical problems, and we believe that 530 should be enough to keep up with everybody with our grip setup we have in the back. So inside the car, full roll cage obviously. We have a tablet running our gauge cluster displays. The pedal box, which I'm gonna have to, there's not much accumulating to that or acclimating to it, but I'll have to kind of learn the pedals. Market harness runs all our switches, makes the wiring nice and simple. Got a fire suppression system, all the required stuff for passing tech. Speaking of which, we did very well through tech, so I was very excited about that. Quan Gang, e-brake handle. I bought the car from him and he said, please run it, so I'm gonna run it. I guess that's pretty much it for the inside of the car. All the basic stuff to pass tech and be as clean and simple as possible. So looking in the back end, we got the fuel cell all set up with fuel sending units for the race fuel we're running. Nice bash bar setup, quick and easy with some pins. Oscar from SV Performance also picked up us up with that. That's pretty much it for the back of the car. The rear suspension, we're running BC coilovers, drop knuckles, basic suspension arms, a 350Z. Actually, I believe it's a Q45 diff with 350Z axles. So very basic. We just want to be able to work on the car as easy as possible and also as affordable as possible. So basically I feel like you gotta stick out to stand out. So that's why I went with the pink, bright colors behind the sponsors. Make sure that it's noticeable for everybody who's helping us out. You know, I want to make sure they know that we're supporting them as much as they're supporting us. The pink kind of goes back a little ways to my Pro-Am days. My car was pink, so I kind of want to keep with it. I've kind of developed that the look is kind of, I want to keep it the same. So that's why I went with the pink. We threw a little green and purple on there. Got a pineapple on the roof just because I like pineapples, so keeping with the pineapple thing. We didn't go full pineapple theme, but there's a pineapple on there.
Oscar, you want this headset, right?
I got 2 laps in practice. We noticed on my second run the car was cutting out. We're not getting power. We believe that we're not getting sufficient amount of fuel. So the guys are checking all the fuel related items. Right now they're going through the injectors, making sure that there's nothing clogging them. They're doing what they can to make sure that we're getting fuel. We got, I think, like an hour and a half until second practice session. So hopefully we get it figured out, get out there and get some more laps in and maybe more consistent laps. Trying to stay cool, yo.
We're switching over to actual race gas instead of E85 because the injectors failed. So we swapped them out to some 60 pounds. The original ones that we had in there were 160 pounds, so those are failing. So we just put in some stock 60-pound injectors and doing a actual race gas tune on them. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
I overfilled it. Okay, just bring out the bin.
I mean, it looked like you threw a brick on that gas
underneath the helmet of these drivers.
Yeah, this is definitely a tough way to kick off the 2019 Pro 2 season. As you see, a little bit of almost understeer there from initiation through the big bank. Obviously, a lot of points left on the table there, trying to hold it together. You can see another little correction there, very minimal angle. Then he gets angle in the vehicle, but he's really off this outside zone. Keeps the throttle on and manages to get through the course, but definitely made some big mistakes there. He'll want to take his second run and try to do better than that.
And there's Nate's score of a 51. A 51.
That whip section seems to be tricking or challenging for a lot of drivers. Let's take a look at the initiation. Mid-high line starting to move up. He's going to go a bit long here, but he's able to get back to this inside clip. Now here's a transition through that center section. You can see he doesn't get right to lock, and then he pushes in tight here, really tight. I mean, he's missing this entire zone. Now he's starting to move out there, but that's obviously not the arc that you want to draw. Here he is coming off the bank. This was a really good save here. He could have really pushed a lot wider there and missed that inside clip. But you can see he was kind of lacking the angle. The judges want to see you hit that inside clip with angle, snap back around to opposite angle, hit that second inside clip, and then just push out wide to that final outside zone. So it's going to be a 64, Jared, and unfortunately another driver knocked out.
Make it as short as possible. We were battling injector issues, injector failures. Last minute before qualifying started, we decided to go switch out the injectors, switch out fuel. We went to a lower CC injector with a different type of fuel just so we could get out there and qualify, because I could not go home without even giving it a chance to qualify. So we got out there, put in 2 scored qualifying runs. Unfortunately, they weren't high enough scores. I believe the score to beat to get into 16 was like 83 or 86, so it's only leaving about 15, 14 points out there, so we weren't able to make the cut. But we did get out there and get some qualifying points, 2 scored points, so I was pretty proud of that. So now we're just loading up car. We're gonna take it out to Atlanta, get some injectors, get a tune, and then we'll be out there ready to go for Atlanta.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna be the guy that's actually taking it to Atlanta. So he's gonna head back to Seattle, get some much needed R&R, and me and my boss Oscar, we're gonna head up to Atlanta with the car, put new injectors in it, and thanks to Garage Moon Power and their dyno, we're gonna go over there, retune the car, get it fighting, prepping ready, and get ready for Atlanta. Stuff and things. Things and stuff.
What?
If he had a 2J, it would be better, but if he had an RB25, it would be the best.
V8 the world.